Primeiramente, boa tarde, obrigado a todos aí pela oportunidade e pela audiência. A gente vai passar, ao longo desses breves 20 minutos, por 4 tópicos, e um deles a gente vai falar um pouquinho no final, que é uma condição especial que a Aunica e a BrightTag, em parceria com a Rakuten, vai trazer para todos os presentes aqui na nossa palestra. De forma bem simplificada, a nossa empresa tem trabalhado há mais de 13 anos com marketing digital, então a gente tem um grande skill em cima de digital marketing, inovação e a parceria com grandes players, por isso que a gente fez questão de trazer o marketing da BrightTag aqui, e ele vai poder contar muito sobre como a BrightTag, como uma solução de data layer, de tratamento de dados, vai poder ajudar muito o negócio de vocês, tanto on quanto offline. E a gente também tem posicionamento de ser uma empresa que trabalha muito com o cérebro, trabalha muito com a condição neutra, em várias situações. Cada uma das empresas aqui vai necessitar de uma ferramenta mais avançada ou algumas ferramentas que momentaneamente resolveriam a questão de vocês. E também uma parte bastante consultiva com essa neutralidade necessária para que vocês possam escolher, possam ter a melhor plataforma que se adeque melhor ao negócio de vocês. Um pouco dos clientes, vocês podem ver isso depois no nosso site. E por que isso faz sentido para a sua empresa? Todo o trabalho que a gente faz, inclusive junto com a BrightTag, visam aumentar o tráfego, ticket médio, vendas, lifetime value e redução de custos operacionais. Isso é o que todo mundo diz, mas a gente quer trazer aqui na prática, com alguns business cases, como isso tem sido feito para os nossos clientes e para os clientes da BrightTag espalhados no mundo inteiro. Falando um pouco de OmniChannel, que é o objetivo dessa palestra, para a gente uma visão de negócios, não só uma palavra da moda. Porque o futuro das organizações, a gente faz muita viagem para fora, a gente tem muito contato com empresas internacionais, assim como vocês, e o futuro das organizações está na qualidade da implementação do conceito de marketing omnichannel. Porque todo mundo aqui sabe o que é essa integração, mas colocar o conhecimento na prática, integrar isso de fato, é que faz a grande diferença na vida da empresa de cada um de vocês aqui. Historicamente, nunca foi tão fácil integrar essa quantidade de dados que a gente tem hoje em nossas mãos. Se vocês forem olhar para as organizações, e-mail marketing, search, display, CRM, programas de relacionamento, no passado, se a gente for olhar 5, 10 anos atrás, era muito mais difícil. Hoje as tecnologias permitem que isso seja feito com muito mais assertividade. E a questão do resultado financeiro. Quando a gente olha também para cases lá fora, a Allgreens recentemente trouxe um número que os usuários que compram através de multicanais, esses são 6 vezes mais lucrativos, compram 6 vezes mais. E o objetivo desse trabalho aqui que a gente vai, essa bate-papo que a gente vai ter aqui com vocês, é mostrar que isso funciona na prática. Porém, isso também vai permitir que uma visão de longo prazo perpetue o negócio de vocês ao longo do tempo. Quais são os desafios? Esse indivíduo aqui no meio, deixa eu ver se tem um laser point aqui, não tem. A grande dificuldade é que uma hora ele assume um papel social, ele tem um nome, uma hora ele no e-mail tem um outro nome, uma hora ele quando entra no chat com vocês tem outro nome, quando ele liga para o call center ele tem uma outra identidade. O grande desafio que a gente vê é colocar um ID único desse usuário através de todos os canais, fazendo com que ele se aproxime melhor da marca, dos negócios de vocês e que vocês tenham uma maior rentabilidade em cima dos clientes. Quem tem tido dificuldade aqui em manter o ROI como era um ano atrás? Quem tem tido aumento no custo por aquisição dos seus clientes? Essa é uma realidade hoje. Então, a única maneira é você ter um programa de relacionamento que realmente possa engajar os seus clientes de maneira mais adequada. E esse, gente, é um processo evolutivo. A gente não precisa sair de 0 a 100 para ter todo esse modelo de engajamento preparado. Ela é uma coisa que vai sendo construída aos poucos. E o nosso papel é ajudar vocês a chegarem, quem ainda não tem essa visão omnichannel, até a visão totalmente integrada quando a gente consegue criar o ID único do usuário. E é por isso mesmo que a gente traz a BrightTag aqui, para explicar, para trazer como isso é possível fazer de maneira muito simples, de maneira muito objetiva e com um investimento que cabe no bolso de cada um. E a parceria da Aunica com a BrightTag, por que a gente escolheu trazer a BrightTag? A primeira coisa, o Mark, que vai falar já com vocês, o Mark é um cara que tem um enorme conhecimento. Ele, quando teve a visão da BrightTag, não foi para fazer um tag container, e sim para fazer uma camada de dados poderosa entre todos os pontos de contato, inclusive a loja física de vocês. Então é uma das empresas que mais cresce nos Estados Unidos, É uma empresa que tem recebido prêmios internacionais com relação à sua capacidade realmente de inovar, de fazer coisas diferentes. E tem hoje mais de 1.500 marcas mundialmente, então a gente já traz aqui para vocês em primeira mão as melhores práticas globais. E eu queria aproveitar para chamar o Paulo, já está aqui na verdade, o Mark Even, para apresentar para vocês como a BrightTag pode trazer resultados para o seu negócio. Mark, it's your turn. Oh.
Obrigado. Thank you, LCO, and I promise that I will speak slowly. It's a little hard to see, but I'd like all in the audience that are multi-channel marketers to raise their hands so I get a good idea of how many are in the audience that have to deal with the problems of selling both online and offline. So just a few I can see. So today what I want to do is I want to talk to you about engaging with your company, your customers across multiple channels and how to deal with what we call in the States the OmniChannel challenge, which is trying to keep up with your customer. And then I'd like to multi-channel marketers and online marketers deal with the OmniChannel customer in a real-time fashion. How about that? So today most organizations that are both online and offline still manage their data in channel silos with limited cross-channel connectivity. And what that means is, what you're probably most familiar with are your channels of display and search and mobile and email and customer relationship management, social. Probably within your organizations, you have an email group and an online display group and potentially a social group with little interaction between those groups. And the challenge today is the fact that 78% of shoppers in the US are actually engaging with brands across multiple channels. So when you have that siloed approach to connecting with your customer, that really makes the challenge of communicating with your customer very difficult. So as the progression of time, over the course of the last several years in the US in particular, we see ourselves going from this channel approach in terms of marketing to a customer from a single channel approach to a multi-channel approach where you might be using multiple channels and or into a cross-channel approach where you are trying to take information from one channel and use that to improve how you communicate to your customer in another channel, to where we find ourselves today, which is how to market to a customer that is an omni-channel customer, and how to create a unified customer experience across all the channels to drive engagement, purchase, and loyalty for that customer, and how to have a cohesive message for that customer every time you see them, no matter where you see them, across all of the channels that you're touching or that customer is touching your brand. And interactions are happening all the time, as I mentioned, from an omni-channel perspective, and so your customer is jumping all over the place, and it's very hard to keep up with your customer. You might see them on the website at one moment, and then in a few hours you might see them on a mobile app, or you might see them in the store. And so if a customer interaction takes place at a point of purchase in a retail store, you want to be able to ultimately to message properly to that customer when they reappear online, so that you're not sending them a conflicted or an incoherent message that doesn't make sense and frustrates them. The goal and the biggest problem with omni-channel marketing is how to not frustrate your customer, and how do you appear to be in tune with where they're at within their journey as they touch your brand. So the biggest problem with trying to chase the customer around this omni-channel world that we see ourselves entering is that it's very hard to collect and connect the data that the customer is creating through their journey. The way data has been collected as it relates to a consumer's interactions with your brand online, today has been relatively easy through what you're most probably familiar with tracking tags. But the problem with that is, and cookies too, in terms of being able to keep a cohesive, coherent message with that customer. But as the customer breaks out from the web and touches your brand across many other channels, it's very hard to collect the data and connect the data. And that is the challenge of OmniChannel. And so within each channel, it's very easy to connect the dots. And there are many solutions within a channel that even allow you to communicate. Retargeting, for instance, allows you to communicate to a customer in real time. But when it comes to communicating with a customer across multiple channels, it becomes very difficult. And it's not very easy to have a real-time communication or dialogue and tell a real-time story to that customer. So connecting the dots across channels is very difficult today. So what you really have available to you is to take all the data from all the different channels that you're collecting data about your customer and that you're communicating with your customer, and you kind of put it into what we call the meat grinder of report generation and segmentation. So this is, you take all that data, you come up with, this is my audience that are my high value customers, and this is my audience of lookers. But the biggest problem with that is that's not happening in real time. That's happening a day, several days, sometimes even weeks and months before you can aggregate and collect all that data and try to make sense of it through those reports. So the opportunity with omnichannel marketing and the opportunity by using technology to stay connected to your customer is that integrating data in real time unlocks significant value. It allows you to imagine being able to suspend a retargeting campaign after a customer makes a purchase online. How many times do you go to a store, you buy something that you might have looked at online, and you go back online and you start to receive ads for what you just bought at the store? It's pretty frustrating. Now, you don't really mind being advertised to by the brand that you're interacting with, but you'd much rather have them advertised to you in a more cohesive manner and tell you a complete story and try to upsell you maybe on with products that are that add value to what you just bought in the store. So as a marketer, imagine being able to change your messaging. Or even if there was a customer service issue, somebody was calling to your call center and they were an unhappy customer. Imagine being able to suppress in real time your email list and pull that person out of the email campaign that is talking about how great your company is while you're trying to resolve the issue that that particular customer is having. This is the opportunity of real-time marketing, and this is the opportunity that through our partnership with Aunica here in Brazil and with Rakuten, that we're trying to bring to the marketers of Brazil. Again, imagine being able to adapt your messaging in real time based upon that omni-channel journey. So connectivity helps you, real-time connectivity helps you from not sending irrelevant messages or sending irrelevant messages to the customer. So sending the wrong message at the wrong time is the goal that we have to strive for. So how do you do that when it's hard to collect data outside of the web, outside of a web browser? How do you do that when the concept of cookies and consumer or customer tracking really is difficult outside of the web browser? And how then do you link activities across channels in real time, given the massive scale of data that's being generated by the customer interactions that are taking place with your brand every day? So the partnership that I mentioned and what we're bringing to the market here is our Fuse technology, which is the next step from just managing the tags that are on your website, to managing the data that your customers are generating across all the touch points that you have that they can interact with. So through our Fuse technology, we help you connect the dots in real time by helping you collect data in any channel without relying on tracking tags. We help you match that data across multiple devices so you can create a unified customer profile and do that out of the web browser and do that in the cloud. We help you sync data in real time with our patented server direct technology. And we then help you connect that data to the many marketing partners that you're trying to work with, and helping you in real time create what we consider to be your own open marketing stack. It allows you to plug and play with any partner you want to share that data with in a very controlled and transparent fashion. So let's talk about some use cases where you can see this happening in real time, or see this happening with some of our customers in the U.S. and examples. So first example is a retargeting example from, so this is mobile to web. The problem was one of our retailers, a leading retailer in the U.S., with a very widely adopted mobile app, was unable to effectively retarget their mobile users. So a mobile user would do something within the app, and it would stop there. And that's not really valuable when you're trying to create a cohesive message. So our customer, our client, worked with us to use our BrightTag Fuse technology to trigger an event that was a signal for being able to send a more appropriate message to the customer the next time they saw that customer online. So through our technology, we collected this mobile event off their mobile app. We created what we called an abandoned cart message, and then we synced the user's ID to the user's online cookie. And so the next time, and then we sent that information to our customer's retargeter, so that instantaneously, as that customer moved from the mobile app, their profile within the retargeting campaign could be updated with the information that took place in the mobile app. Another example of how omni-channel marketing is being applied by our customers is through smarter email marketing. One of our large multi-channel retailers wanted to increase the relevance and reach of their email campaigns, and wanted to be able to update their email campaigns immediately after somebody left their website. So BrightTag used our Fuse technology to update our clients' email campaigns in real time. So when a customer received an email through the BrightTag email pixel that was in the email campaign itself, we were able to track and sync that user up when they showed up on the website and saw the content that they had consumed on the website. And if they had not taken any action, they just left the website without clicking through to any, adding any product to their shopping cart, then we were able to adjust or help send the information back to the client, who then was able to adjust their email campaign in real time. Now, the benefit of this for this particular customer was that this process typically took them more than 24 hours to update their email campaign. So now what they were able to do is they were able to have a better dialogue. They were able to tell a better story to their customer, creating a better connection with their brand. And lastly, this is probably my favorite use case, and I touched on it a little bit before, and this is where one of our retailers, they only sold a certain product. It was actually, they sold mattresses in stores, a multi-channel retailer. They didn't sell mattresses, beds online, because I don't think they wanted to ship them through the mail. So they sold them only in their brick and mortar stores. And the problem they were facing is that when somebody bought that mattress, they wanted to be able to target and retarget to their customer bedding, to sell them, bedding goods, pillows, sheets, and comforters, things that would that would add benefit and add value to the mattress that they had just bought in the store. And so through our Fuse technology, we were able to connect to their point of sale system, and through either an email receipt that would be sent to the customer or through some loyalty number that the customer could use at the store, we were able to identify that user, sync that event with their online cookie, and then obviously then update the retargeting campaign and create a better message for that customer by sending them emails and online display ads that were more closely tied to the event that took place offline. And this is all happening in real time and happening today with our customers in the US. So that's it for my part. I'm going to let Elcio close in Portuguese. So hopefully I spoke slowly, and hopefully this is an intriguing opportunity for you and your efforts as marketers. Please feel free to come speak with us. We're confident that we can share some other stories with you around successes and talk to you more about how this technology can help you tell a better story and connect better and be closer to your customer. And quite honestly, keep up with your customer, because today's consumers are moving very, very quickly across multiple devices and multiple touch points. And it's not easy. We recognize that. So hopefully we're bringing you something that we believe will help you do a better job as a marketer. Elcio?